Welcome back. Now let's talk about building and customizing your columns, which is the heart of lists. It's creating a list, and you have different types of lists that you can create inside there. So, inside of our lists area, this is our test list, we're going to go up to columns and add column. When we click on that, it's going to give us a variety of column types that we can select, right? So we can select text column type and click next, and now we get to name it. I'm just going to call it text. You can give a description, and then what do you want it to be? A single line of text, multiple lines, things like that. So we're just going to say a single line of text, and you can add a default value in there so that it's automatically set in there. I'm not going to do that. So I save. So now we have the value text. Now I'm going to add another column. So this one, let's go ahead and do choice. See what it looks like. So I click on it, and then I hit next. And now I'm going to name it choice. You can give a description if you want. You have choices that are available. You can click inside there. You also have the ability to change the colors of those and customize it. Or if you just want two choices, you can X and get rid of it, or add a choice also. And again, you can have a default value in there if you want. You also see now you have more options. So I can click on this and I can display the drop down menu or radio buttons, allow multiple selections, require that this column has to contain information, or enforce unique values, right? So you have some other options that you can add to this. I'm just going to leave it basic right now, but to know that you have that ability and save it. All right, another column. Let's go ahead and look at it, and let's do date and time next. So date, description again, so that way it helps you understand what it's for, especially if you have a couple different dates in there. You can say what this one is, what that one is. So the type, date and time, or, right, this is how you can change the different types. This type is date and time, right? We already selected that. But if you need to change it on the fly, there you go. Include the time, friendly format, right? So that helps. And then default value, more options. Require and enforce unique. Leaving those off. All right, let's look at another column. And this one, let's do person, because multiple lines of text is similar to text, right? It's just multiple lines. Let's do person. So if I click next, I'm going to add person and description. Again, the type is a person or group. Profile photos. So this aligns to the Microsoft 365 Delve concept, right? Where it gets to search the users in your organization, show their profile photos, things of that sort. So if it's an organizational person, here you go. And it's actually going to reference that person. More options, multiple selections if you need multiple people. Again, contains information if you need it to be mandated, and unique values. So go ahead and save that one. And let's click another one. So we have a number again. So that's kind of like you want to have a number in there. Think of text just with numbers. Now we have yes, no. I'm going to click on that one. So next. Yes, no. Description if you want. The type is yes, no. The default value is yes, or you can make the default no. So that's nice if you just need a simple yes or no, right? Think of it as multiple choice, just dialed down, already done for you. So we add that. Boom, there we go. That's yes, no. Take another look at some of these others. We can have hyperlink. I'm not going to necessarily go into the others because I think you get the idea by now. Hyperlink, currency. We can even do location or image if we want to add an image in there. We can even do a lookup, average rating. So those are things. And then you also see all column types. So I'm going to click on that one, right, and go next, just so you can see what it looks like, right? Nothing. There you go. Now you jump into the more of the SharePoint looking element if you need to create your own column, right? Here's some of the options that you have, right? Descriptions, and you're doing it at the SharePoint level at this point, right? So a little more advanced, but know that you have that option. I'm just going to cancel it so we come back in here. Now, here's the great thing. So if I need to, with these I've already created, so I can click on that drop down and I can sort the columns. I even have column settings that I can edit. And I can hide it, format it, move it to the right using this menu. I can also just drag it if I want to move it to the right, right? So you can reorder if you want, and you can also rename them. So I have it as date, right? But if I go into column settings and edit, I can change the name if I want to, right? And let's cancel this. I can also delete. You saw how inside the edit, once we saw that, click on it. There you go. Let me try it again. There we go. So we kind of see our stuff there. Filter by, group by, column settings, edit. So if I were to go into here, I can also delete that column if we need to. So those are some of the things. Also, if you want this in here right now, but you don't need it just yet, column settings, I can hide this column, right? So it's not in there. So it's just the view of it. It's a column, but it's not in there yet. All right. So those are columns that we are working with.